Welcome to the 10 Minutes Goldmine, where every book gives you a treasure of knowledge in just 10 minutes. Introduction. Who Moved My Cheese? By Spencer Johnson is an insightful and engaging allegory about change, fear, and personal growth. It presents a simple yet profound lesson through a story about four characters. Two mice, Sniff and Scurry, and two little people, Hem and Haw, who live in a maze in search of cheese. The cheese symbolizes the things we desire in life, whether that's success, happiness, or financial security. The maze represents the journey we take to find these desires. The cheese itself can change, representing the ever-shifting nature of our goals, careers, or relationships. The story teaches essential lessons about adapting to change, overcoming fear, and embracing new opportunities. Who Moved My Cheese has become a global bestseller, with millions of copies sold worldwide, making it one of the most influential books in the field of personal development. Its simple story and powerful message resonate with readers from all walks of life, offering timeless wisdom on dealing with change, uncertainty, and challenges. Part 1. The Characters and Their World. The story revolves around four characters: Sniff, Scurry, Hem, and Haw. Sniff and Scurry, the mice, represent the pragmatic part of us that takes action in the face of uncertainty. They are quick to adapt to change, relying on their instincts and being ready to adjust course whenever needed. On the other hand, Hem and Haw are the little people, representing the more complex aspects of human nature. Hem is resistant to change, and Haw is initially reluctant but eventually learns to adapt. These four characters are in search of cheese, which symbolizes their desires and goals. At the beginning of the story, they find a large stash of cheese in a place called Cheese Station C. The cheese represents the comfort, success, or happiness that the characters have worked for and believe will last forever. However, as the story progresses, the cheese begins to run out, and the characters must deal with the uncertainty of what comes next. While Sniff and Scurry quickly recognize that the cheese is running out and take action to find new cheese, Hem and Haw struggle with the idea that their source of comfort may be gone. Hem clings to the hope that the cheese will return, refusing to leave the station, while Haw gradually learns to face his fears and embrace change. Their journey through the maze is a metaphor for the personal challenges we face when confronted with the loss of something we hold dear and the need to adapt to new circumstances. Part 2. Adapting to Change. The first critical lesson in Who Moved My Cheese is that change is inevitable. The cheese is always moving, and the maze will always shift. This concept can be shocking to many because it challenges the conventional belief that we can hold on to what we've worked for forever. In the story, Sniff and Scurry quickly adapt to the new reality. They start looking for new cheese right away. They understand that clinging to the old cheese will only keep them stuck in place. On the other hand, Hem's refusal to change demonstrates the fear that many of us experience when confronted with uncertainty. Hem resists the idea of searching for new cheese because he doesn't want to leave the comfort of what he knows. He feels entitled to the cheese and is unwilling to embrace the discomfort of change. This fear of change is a natural part of human behavior, but it can be paralyzing and prevent us from moving forward. Haw, however, eventually realizes that change is necessary. He writes on the walls of the maze messages like, "What would you do if you weren't afraid?" And "The quicker you let go of old cheese, the sooner you can enjoy new cheese." These messages are not just about letting go of the past, but also about reprogramming our mindset to embrace new possibilities. Haw learns that change doesn't have to be feared. It can be an opportunity for growth and a chance to find even better cheese. The process of adapting to change, as shown in the book, is not a one-time event. It's an ongoing process. The world changes constantly, and those who succeed are the ones who are flexible, willing to take risks, and not afraid to venture into the unknown. Part 3. Overcoming Fear. One of the most striking aspects of the story is the way it portrays fear. Hem's paralyzing fear of change stops him from acting, and it is only when he realizes that his fear is unfounded that he begins to take steps toward finding new cheese. Fear of failure, fear of the unknown, and fear of loss are powerful forces that keep many of us stuck in situations we don't like. Whether in our personal lives or our careers, we often fear that if we take a risk, we may lose what we already have or make things worse. However, the book emphasizes that fear can be overcome. The key is to confront it head-on and take action anyway. In the book, Haw's journey is a powerful example of overcoming fear. At first, Ha is reluctant to leave Cheese Station C, but as he ventures further into the maze, he begins to discover new opportunities and learn that the fear was much worse than the reality. This is a powerful lesson for all of us. Fear of change often holds us back, but when we face our fears and take action, we realize that it's not as bad as we thought. Sometimes, the fear itself is what's keeping us stuck. The more we step out of our comfort zone and take risks, the more we begin to discover new possibilities that we would never have encountered if we had stayed in our safe place. Part 4. The importance of letting go. A significant lesson from Who Moved My Cheese is that we must let go of the past in order to move forward. Holding on to old ways, old habits, or old expectations can prevent us from seeing new opportunities. The mice, Sniff and Scurry, don't hold on to the past. They move on as soon as they see the cheese disappearing. They understand that the cheese is no longer available, and they let go of their attachment to it. Hem, on the other hand, struggles with this concept. He refuses to let go of the idea that the cheese should still be there. He waits for it to come back, even though it's clear that it won't. This refusal to let go is something that many people struggle with in their own lives. Whether it's holding on to a past job, relationship, or dream, it can be difficult to let go of what we think we deserve. However, letting go is an essential part of personal growth. The book teaches that when we let go of the past, we free ourselves to embrace new opportunities. When we stop trying to recreate what has already been lost, we can move forward and discover new things that may be even better than what we had before. Part 5. Embracing new opportunities. As the story progresses, both Sniff and Scurry find new cheese. They learn that the maze is full of possibilities, and that cheese can always be found if you are willing to search for it. Meanwhile, Ha continues his journey through the maze, leaving messages for himself to remind him that change is a necessary part of life. Ha realizes that the search for new cheese is not just about finding material success, but about personal growth and fulfillment. The maze is full of opportunities if you are willing to look for them. Instead of clinging to the old cheese, which may have been satisfying for a while, Ha discovers that there is much more to explore beyond his previous boundaries. Conclusion. In conclusion, Who Moved My Cheese offers an inspiring and practical guide to dealing with change in our lives. It teaches us that change is inevitable, fear is something to be overcome, and that new opportunities can be found when we are willing to let go of the past. The story of Sniff, Scurry, Hem, and Ha is a reminder that success and happiness depend on our ability to adapt and embrace change. The journey through the maze is a metaphor for our own personal challenges, and the lessons learned by the characters are lessons that we can apply to our own lives. Have you ever faced a situation where you had to embrace change, but fear held you back? How did you overcome it? In the story, Ha writes on the walls of the maze to remind himself of key lessons. What messages would you write to yourself to encourage growth and change? How do you deal with change in your own life? Do you resist it like Hem, or embrace it like Sniff and Scurry? Feel free to share your thoughts and experiences in the comments below. That's it for today's 10 minutes. Goldmine, if you find value in this, don't forget to like and subscribe. We upload +5 videos each day. Lastly, if you have any book in mind that you want to listen to, feel free to type the name in the comments. See you in the next one.